Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Today, I need to take my husband to get a second eye procedure where they stick the needle in and draw out all of the blood in that artery or whatever it is. So, I'm getting ready to do that. It's going to be another hot one today. So, I'm trying to set everybody up with as much stuff as I can while I'm gone. Um, I'm trying to decide if I want to take Tashir with me or not. Because while he's getting the procedure, we could go walk around Rural King. There's a Rural King up there, and I could get some stuff that I need. Um, but if I don't take her, I could go to Aldi and Walmart and Goodwill and all of those places. So I'm kind of trying to make my decision. I really hate to leave her here in her kennel area, and I certainly don't want to leave her loose in the house with the big girls in their kennels and something could happen. She can chew on an electrical cord, something like that. So I'm kind of making that decision now. I won't know until it's time to go, but I need to get the truck ready to take him because I have a lot of stuff in there. Anyway, I came across a few stories in the past few days that have been extremely disturbing. And I have to ask MAGA Christians, what would Jesus say? There's a story of a woman who was in ICE, who was pregnant, and it's so sad. It makes me tremor and tear up because I can't imagine. I can't imagine being pregnant, being put in an ICE detainment center, and you have to lay on the floor. Apparently, she ate food with cockroaches in it, and she was having some issues. She was hungry. She was starving, and she had a baby to feed in her. Well, I guess she went into labor and they shackled her ankles while she gave birth on the floor of a detainment cell. No medical, no aftercare, no prenatal care, which what she needed, and then they shipped her off. What would Jesus say about a woman being treated like an animal? We know it's not the ice. We know it's not the only story. We know it's not the only pregnant mother that has lost a baby from this situation, but this is the one that absolutely enraged me. If you are a Christian, what would Jesus say about a woman being treated that way, like an animal? I can tell you that when I was giving birth, you wouldn't have had to shackle my legs because where am I going to go? What am I going to do? And the baby was stillborn. And what was it? 3 or 5 days later, she was shipped off to another country. What would Jesus say about people, human beings being treated like animals? And how are you okay with that? That story absolutely, it broke my heart. It made me angry. I wanted to I still feel vengeful, revenge for that because that is absolutely horrible. What would Jesus say? What would Jesus say about little children being treated like animals, rounded up, shipped out, and they need medical care? They're here for medical care. What treating people, human beings, like animals? I don't even treat my animals that bad. My animals probably get treated better than a lot of people treat their animals because I don't treat my animals like livestock. I treat them like living beings, not livestock. I was raised in the church. I was raised in the church. Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, Friday, church camp, VBS, youth group um, sleepovers at the YMCA, at the church. That's how I grew up. Church camp every summer. And I've never once in the years that I was raised in the church taught to treat people like animals. Like when the bishop spoke after Trump was inaugurated at the service, she read Jesus's words from the Bible. And people wanted to deport her, wanted to imprison her for speaking Jesus's words. But I have to ask you, what would Jesus say about a woman having her ankles shackled while giving birth to a stillborn child that probably should be considered murder from the ICE department? What would Jesus say? We know that what Jesus thought about the very wealthy. We know about what he thought when churches were like flea markets. He flipped the tables. And I hope someone flips the table on you. If you are a MAGA Christian and you are okay with this and you don't speak out about it. If you're following Jesus's words, then you need to speak out about this absolutely criminalized behavior of treating human beings like animals. You know, I've heard Trump call other countries shithole countries because of the way they treat other people. What the hell are we now? Humanity is what Jesus spoke about. But somehow you can rationalize the behavior of treating people like animals. Jesus would not accept that. And I don't know who the pastors are. I've seen some of them that speak online, I've seen some of them that have podcasts. They're disgusting individuals, and they are the most disgusting, despicable human beings alive because they don't teach how Jesus taught or what Jesus said. What would Jesus say for a woman shackled on the floor, a concrete floor, giving birth to a stillborn baby? Her legs were shackled. All of you mothers out there know how tender and soft the moment is. Okay, it's not great. Okay. Pushing out a little human being is not an easy feat. Maybe you got epidurals, maybe you had a relaxation thing going on. This woman was on the floor, a concrete floor with her legs shackled. As a mother, I can't imagine it. You know what happened when I was giving birth? I got caught in the bathroom smoking by a big black nurse. She was lovely, by the way. But I was very young. I was, what, 20? And I was smoking in the bathroom. Well, let me tell you, that was the worst part of the whole scenario, was being caught smoking and then getting strapped into the bed with a monitor. But if that's the only thing that was bad that happened during the birth of my child, I'll take it. Shackled on a concrete floor, giving birth to a stillborn baby, eating cockroach food, and then being shipped out with no medical care. Is that what Jesus would have taught? What would Jesus say? Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance. I need to get out of here, get the truck cleaned up, figure out what I'm going to do with Tashir, and take the husband for another eye thing. I'm just glad I'm not the one getting a needle stuck in my eye. Ooh. Bye, y'all. Hugs from a distance. Stay cool. We'll do another video maybe later on today. I'll take a little tour when I get home to see how everybody is doing. Gandalf is so funny. That turkey, he's hilarious. Y'all have a great day. Hugs from a distance.